Welcome. Today we are going to discuss an important question of organizational behavior. The question is, what is organizational behavior and what challenges are being faced by a manager at global level in context to the changes which are coming up in the organizational behavior? So, this is a very important question. So, let's start with its discussion. What is organizational behavior? Organizational behavior, if I say, it is the study of human behavior. Organizational behavior is a study of human behavior. Now, this study of human behavior where? In its workplace. And that workplace, we are calling it as organization. That workplace is the organization. Now, the study of human behavior at workplace, number one. Number two, study of the interaction between people, the people who are there and the workplace, and the study of organization itself. All these things together, they comprise the study of the organizational behavior. So what are the main elements which are found in when we will be studying about organizational behavior? The elements are people, environment, the technology, and of course the structure of the organization itself. So let me write it over there. So when I say organizational behavior is going to comprise what? So it is going to comprise number one, the people, that is from the people, their individual behavior, and then they form the clusters and it becomes the group behavior. So individual, here I can write the individual behavior, individual behavior, because these people are going to work in groups, so there's group behavior. And where these various groups are going to work in an organization, so it is going to be the organizational behavior. So just see, the people element is there at every stage, and there is nothing that when I say the organizational behavior, for example, if your institute is known for its discipline, then it doesn't mean the discipline is of the furniture or the discipline is of the trees or whatever. The discipline is from where? When how do we judge about the behavior of an organization? It is that how the people over there behave. What is their understanding? What is their thinking? So that is why this element is most important in organizational behavior. Then is the structure of the organization itself. What sort of the organization structure is there? What sort of technology is being used in the institute, at that workplace, in the organization, and of course the environmental factors. So the environment we cannot forego. If we are working at a workplace, the external forces, for example, latest you have seen the environmental force, for example, the COVID problem, we have seen that how it changed the organizational behavior. People earlier wishing that they should come to the institute in order to do their work. Many MNCs, many companies, even educational institutions, all ask their people to work from home. So you can very well see that how the organizational behavior changes, and the impact of technology in making an organization a very let's say that what level of technology or techniques you are using in order to deal with your workforce men. Maybe if we are talking about the educational institution, how you are teaching your students, what methods or what mechanisms. For example, we are using this YouTube video method also. We are using the Google Meet, or we are using Zoom or whatever, or WhatsApp videos. Different things are being used. So the technology part also plays an important role. So if I say, if I want to quote a person. So I would like to quote Fred Lutyens. So what is the definition of organizational behavior? He says that organizational behavior can be defined as understanding, then predicting. Now, understanding, then predicting and managing. Understanding, predicting and managing of what? Of the human behavior. So, this is very important that you understand, you are then able to predict, and then because you are able to predict that what is going to be the reaction of employees if I take up this action, and only then you will be able to manage them. So understanding, predicting and managing the human behavior which is going to affect what? This is, you are going to do these things of human behavior, but in all this is going to affect your organizational behavior, that is your organizational performance. So I repeat the definition again, a very good definition by Fred Lutyens. Organizational behavior can be defined as understanding, predicting and managing of the human behavior that affect the performance of the organization. So now we come up to the second part of our question, that is what are the various challenges which are being faced. So the challenges, first of all I would like to take up the managerial challenges. There are managerial challenges, there are organizational challenges, there are workplace challenges, and also there are global challenges and environmental challenges. So we'll be putting up a list over here and discussing all those things. So the first and foremost, as said, first challenge is the managerial challenge. So we are taking about the challenges of OB. So managerial challenges, under this the first challenge which we are going to discuss is the workforce diversity. So for workforce diversity, diversity means various variety, various people who are working now. How the workforce can be diverse? Workforce can be diverse on the basis of gender, then their marital status, of course age also, then educational background. Just see how many the things are there. So a person working as a sporting staff or in your organization can be less educated, and the person who is working as a manager is highly educated, and you have to, being at the top level, you have to manage both. So just see, workforce diversity is a major challenge in organizational behavior, and one foremost which is the most burning or the aspect of workforce diversity, that is the religion part. So your working should be of such that it doesn't hurt the religious sentiments of anyone. So another thing is the physical abilities. Physical ability. So is the person specially able? Then in that case, accordingly you have to make arrangement in the organization or the work culture. So these things are covered under the workforce diversity. So the next aspect, next challenge which is there is changing demographic workforce. Now changing demographics of the workforce means what? Earlier this thing was not seen, but now it is quite common, that is dual career couples. And dual career couples, this brings a challenge, because then if the both are working, then how to allocate the job to them, then they might be showing resistance in order to go for the outstation jobs, and there can be conflicts. So this is one of the major challenge of changing demographics. Then one more thing is, okay, let me write it over here. This was one was workforce diversity under managerial. And the second one I am talking about is changing demographics. This is one, and the other is changing demographics of workforce. So under changing demographic, I said dual career couples, then I said more youngsters are employed on the job. Now this could work as a more than this is a challenge also, an opportunity also for OB, for the people who are the managers. How it is a challenge? Challenge is very difficult to make them loyal to your organization. You need to instill this loyalty part, and then that they retain with your organization. And then how it is a opportunity? The opportunity is that they will be bringing along with them more innovative ideas because they are young. So then the second category of challenges, one is managerial and the other is organizational challenges. So we go for that. The second category is the organizational challenges. In organization related challenges, we will be covering number one, quality management aspect. Now this is very important thing, because whatever is the working of the organization, if the quality it is you are working at the sake of that you are following the quality standards, then the organization is not going to succeed for in this practice for long, and the downfall is sure to come. So quality has to be maintained, quality standards to be maintained. Then managing technology and innovations. So one thing I said, what first point, side by side we are revising, it is quality management. Another thing very important is that you keep on innovating. So innovations. So either innovate or evaporate. I think if you don't innovate, you will surely perish. So the organization has to bring something new in its working, something new for the customers, for the employees, for all the stakeholders. Only then the organization can survive, because everybody expects something new. So good policies, good things for the welfare of the employees who are working over there. Then another aspect is ethical issues. Again, a matter which should be very dealt with very carefully, because in case ethical practices are not maintained by the organization, then again I will say that this sort of organization is not going to succeed. So how it is a challenge and how it is an opportunity. The organizational challenge is that these things you have to maintain, but if you maintain them, they are meant to give you opportunity also. You will be going for, you will be known for good standards, good quality services or products as the case is, and even your competitors would be having some sort of respect for you, because you are dealing everybody with ethics. You are not following unethical practices in order to come to the top. You are following moral standards. You are following value based system in your organization. Okay, so we come to the next challenges. Next challenges is workplace challenges. So workplace challenges. So how organization has this, for example, workplace, we can say within the organization only employees are there. So from that point of view, the manager has to see that their privacy is not kept at stake. Privacy should be maintained. Number two, their rights should be fully protected. You being the manager, you being on the top of the institution, you being the head, you have to see that the rights of your employees are not at stake. They get their rights, their dues on time, and they this thing brings sense of satisfaction also among employees. This is an opportunity which is behind this challenge. It is challenge for you that you maintain their rights, you don't block any way of their progress. So you provide them with full privacy which is required by particular as an individual, and then their rights also. Then even give due regard to the union practices which are unionism practices which are being followed. Don't show disregard, because if the manager is going to show disregard to the union, the workers, they are very much sentimental towards their union. So in that case, full regard has to be shown towards it. This is an opportunity also. How unionism can be an opportunity. Now, if you win the hearts of your employees, then these workplace challenges are met with, then your employees are the one who are going to work for you. You are not the one who can do anything. So employees work for the manager. So the manager has to keep this mind. And the last point is employees' expectations, they also change. How they change? So you have to meet these changed expectations. Now, how the expectations change? Suppose there is increase in any grade or any increment, the environmental factors have shown that something of that sort is there, then or maybe there is a change in technology and your employees want that this thing should be provided to them in order to make their job at ease. So these things should be provided. So this is one of the major challenge, but of course, if the challenges is met for minded, the investment in employees never gets waste. It is always returned, and that return is much higher than what is invested in them. So the next is the global challenges. So at global level, our organizations are not left only to one place, that is within the four boundary walls. Now everything, because we all are on net, we have our website, we are accessible globally. Even I think the policies, your mission statement, your vision statement, what the organization is doing, and everyday updation of the website, it means your whatever working is done within the organization, that is there being globally known. So number one is internationalization of your business. That is a challenge, that how to spread the business, how to spread your product or service to such a large scale. And the more you think of spreading, the more you have to think about how to meet the expectations of everybody and meet the quality standards. And then the things need to be changed according to the cultural diversity. Just few kilometers you move from here, then the cultural norms of that particular place, they change. Let me show this thing. For example, whatever are the viewpoints regarding a particular gender, let's say men versus female workforce or your employees. In that case, the ratio which you might be getting over here in Punjab or maybe here in Haryana or in any other state, it varies. If anybody does an analysis of this thing, they'll be able to know that there is something, this cultural diversity factor also, that does the culture over there allows the married people or the married women or unmarried girls to do. A study of this sort can easily help in knowing about this cultural diversity factor in this challenging issue. Now, next we have another challenges, that is the environmental, which I told, that is you have to maintain the environmental standards. For example, these days, masks, sanitizer, social distancing, everything is being followed. And otherwise, which standards? Ecological standards. For example, you have to cope up with the air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, norms, all those. Then go for the sustainable development, go for that your organization, it prefers on RRR, recycle, reduce and reuse, something of that sort. Then only your organization can flourish. And then of course whatever laws relating to environment are, or what any other things, any business practices are being changed by the central government, you incorporate all those things in your business. So that's all of the various challenges. So I hope the question is very clear, and the students are expected that they write effectively under all those challenges. And if you have any doubts yet, if you want to know, you can post the things in the comment box and I'll be answering. So thank you.